Hello, this is Sydney Beach Digger. Today I'll be doing a little video on basic survival gear and how to use it and how good it is. First of all, we have a torch, which is quite handy in situations. It's got to be used sparingly so the batteries don't go flat if you don't carry any spares. A good quality torch is quite good, waterproof one's even better. Next we have a magnifying card, which is quite handy when you actually want to start a fire or get a bee sting or a tick or something out of your hand or arm. They're actually quite good. The next thing we have is a magnesium stick fire starter. It's got a carabiner on it and it's got a metal blade to strike with. This should last actually quite long, as they're a good size and they're reasonably cheap on eBay. Next thing we have is a pair of tweezers, which is good for getting stings, splinters and anything else out of one's hand or arm or leg. And they're actually quite good. They're also very cheap and they work well. Here now we have a bracelet, a paracord bracelet, which has got a pin on the end of it. They're quite strong. They will hold up to about 150 kilos, so if two of them put together they'll work quite well. They're very good and they're not all that expensive. Next thing we'll go on to knives and different types of knives for different situations, but a pocket knife with a few gadgets on it can come in quite handy. As you can see, this one's got a scissors on it, can opener, it's got a blade, it's got some screwdriver bits on it, and they all basically have these sort of accessories on them. Some have corkscrews like this one. This is an old Victorinox. It's got toothpicks, it's got tweezers and everything else under the sun on it. And they last quite a long time, they're very good. Next what we have is can openers. They can come in quite handy. They're very cheap and they're fairly strong if you get the large size ones. Next is another combination tool that's got a lot of gadgets on it. They're actually quite good, especially if they've got pliers, since the other ones don't. They're very good for cutting wires and the like, taking nails out and doing different things like that. They work quite well. Next is a stainless steel carabiner, which is handy for hanging things or tying things to and things like that. Now the next thing is very important. It is a water purifying straw. These are actually quite good and they can be very useful as long as the water it's filtering is running and there's no dead animals nearby that have died and stayed in the water. They will not filter stagnant water and they will also not filter salt water, but everything apart from that they should be quite good. Okay, now for cutting implements, these are quite good. They're cutting wire saw, they're quite good. They will cut, they cut reasonably well, and they can be used for other things as well if need be, other situations where you need something strong to hold things together. Okay, now the next thing is very important. An E-Track or the like, Garmin GPS. They're very handy to have, but one downfall is if one hasn't got spare batteries, they're not very useful. So always carry a spare set of batteries if need be. Next, these things are quite small. They fit in one's wallet. They are quite useful. They've got can openers, they've got beer openers, they've got hex nut on them. They've got blades that cut quite well considering. This is another version of that. That's actually got paracord on it, and you can see the actual blades on the edge of it. It's got a can opener, a little saw edge, and a couple of other things. They're quite useful. I wouldn't go replacing them by using a pair of pliers, but they do have a few little things on them that are quite good. Now the next thing we're going on to is an emergency blanket. Now these things are quite good. They will keep you warm, and in case of shock they're also very good to cover someone just in case something happens out in the bush. The other thing now is an actual pan that's made out of aluminium, aircraft aluminium grade, which is quite good. It is a glass breaker and also a pan. They're very heavy duty, they're very strong, and they will break glass very easily. So this is just a small sample of some things that can be carried very easily in a backpack, and they can be very handy and will and probably can get someone out of a situation where they might not have been able to get out of if they didn't have these survival gadgets with them. So this will conclude the video. Thank you very much for everyone that has been viewing my videos, and also I'd like, it'd be nice people to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.